Liam Neeson, fine actor, very classy guy, you know? Been very outspoken about the horse carriage industry.
He's still making great movies, and yes, he's weighed in a big way. He wants that horse carriage institution to stay around for a long time.
He says it's a romantic place, iconic of New York, and he says he knows the people who take care of those horses.
And the horses are happy, and so are the people who take care of the horses and the drivers. Now, the cool thing here, though, is, Rosanna, you met him in person. You sat down with him.
I did, and he was a gentleman. We talked about his new movie, Third Person, which is opening on Friday. And we also spent some time talking about the horse and carriage industry. And here's my interview with Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson, so nice to see you. My TV partner, Greg Kelly's going to be a little upset that we're sitting this close together. Yeah? You know, he gets a little jealous.
Okay.
But let's talk about this new movie called Third Person.
Right.
3 couples,
Yes.
3 love stories. And it all comes down to you. A lot of pressure.
Well, I guess my character, he is a writer. He's Pulitzer Prize winning in his earlier career. He's having a wee bit of a writer's block. But I guess he's the kind of spine of the story that connects the other relationships. And there's a few little puzzles and a little bit of a detective story that the audience are going to have to get into, but all gets revealed at the end.
And there's a love story there.
There's a love story.
You and Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, can you imagine?
How lucky can you get?
Hello. 62 years of age, I get to make love with Olivia Wilde.
I know, and there was a little naked scene there, too.
Yes, there's a little bit of nakedness.
Did that make you a little uncomfortable, or were you okay with it?
If I was to think about it beforehand, I would get a wee bit uncomfortable. I've done some of them before, I must admit. Not with Olivia, and she's absolutely gorgeous. But she was very comfortable with it, and because she was, I was, you know?
What do you hope that the audience gets out of Third Person?
Oh, if they're in any kind of a relationship, that they give it a little bit more thought, a little bit more introspection, I think. You know, we are from Mars, and women are from Venus. That is always going to be the case. And I guess we have to accept that, but also, I think, try and be a wee bit more vulnerable with each other, show our vulnerabilities. We're always so quick to put up our defenses, even in front of our spouses or our kids. And sometimes that can lead to stress, you know?
So you're hoping people walk out of there with a different attitude, maybe?
I think so, and question the film and question the various relationships in it.
Can we talk a little bit? I know you're a New Yorker, and you've been very outspoken on the horse carriage industry.
Sure.
You invited Mayor de Blasio to come and visit you at the stables. Has he taken you up on your offer?
No, not yet. I mean, I'm still hoping he will. He's doing a fine job, I think, as a mayor. We were very, very concerned because when he got into office, it was the first thing he wanted to attack and close was the horse carriage industry. It's like, with all the stuff that's wrong in New York, it's like, hello, that's top of your agenda. But I hope a lot of the council members came to the stables. We talked. They could see how fantastically well the horses are treated, and always have been.
What's your next step? I mean, do you plan on, are you still going to stay active with this?
I want to stay active. I use the park every day when I'm here. I've gotten to know some of these riders. I've gotten to know some of the horses. I'm from a farming community myself. These guys treat their horses like they're children, you know, and all this stuff about they're being abused and stuff is absolutely wrong, Rosanna. And we're trying to save these horses. If he closes down this industry, I'm sorry, these horses are going to the knacker's yard. That's the truth. Because they're 20 to 30,000 to keep a horse. Basically to keep a horse, feed it and give it a bit of exercise. So these horses will end up in the knacker's yard. So we're actively trying to save them, save this iconic industry that's been there since before Abraham Lincoln was inaugurated.
That's amazing to think about that.
Isn't it?
Does it bother you a little bit, like, PETA has, like, picketed outside your house? You weren't there at the time when...
I was 3,000 miles away. Otherwise, I would have loved to have met them.
Really? What would you have said to them?
I'd said, guys, what I've just said to you, Rosanna, I'm trying to save these horses. I love animals. I hate cruelty to animals. And these are horses that were bought from Amish farms. They are trained for thousands of years to pull carriages. That's what they're happy doing. And as regards the carriages in New York, they're pulled around a half mile, 3/4 mile of a horizontal track. There's no stress involved. They're regulated up the wazoo. If the temperature reaches a certain temperature, they have to go back to the stables. The same with in heat and cold. They give, untold thousands, millions of dollars to the tourist industry, and it's iconic. It's part of New York.
I know.
You know?
My TV partner Greg and I took a horse carriage ride around Central Park, and we loved it. We were with your friend Colin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a lovely thing, and the horses looked happy.
They do, and when I'm out, when I'm there, I do my power walks around it. But I always will ask the tourists in the carriage if they're having a good time, you know, and they are. And it's pleasant, and look, in this day and age with high-rise buildings and cars and computer technology and all that, just to get in a carriage, it's so romantic, you know?
It is. Well, I'll take a carriage ride with you any day.
Let's do it.
All right. So nice to meet you in person. Thank you so much.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with third person.
Thanks very much, Tom. Thank you.
So,
Very nicely done.
yes.
You okay?
Not really.
You still tickled?
I'm still a little tickled, but I have to say, he made perfect sense.
Very reasonable. Let's take a look at the footage of you two together. My favorite part of the interview, though, was, by the way, was like, so I hear you have a naked scene in the movie. And there was something about the way you said naked, and I realized nobody says naked scene. You
What do they say, nude?
Nude scene.
Or frontal,
There's some
whatever.
nudity. There's some nudity, but you said you're naked.
You're naked.
But
Well,
it was
I didn't
nice.
say that. I didn't say he was naked. Olivia Wilde is naked.
He wears his clothes, really? Anyway, so he was a nice guy off camera as well, right?
Off camera, he could not have been nicer. And I have to say, we spent a lot of time because he wanted to move the chairs around because we were originally supposed to be far apart from one another. And when I was interviewing, they had to find a chair. And we were just kind of talking about New York, how much he loves this city, and how much time he spent with those horses. And we know several animal activists together, and one of them, Mindy Levine, who
Yes, your friend, right.
rescues horses. She has told me, and she's told Liam as well, it would be detrimental to take these horses off the street because they would wind up in slaughter factories.
Well, a lot of people are listening to Liam, including Bill Maher. We're not going to go into some of the ugly stuff he's said lately, but he's
Bill Maher says basically he's not a fan anymore of Liam's because why? He doesn't like his stance on the horse carriage industry. And he doesn't like the smell when he stays in his hotel on Central Park.
Bill Maher,
I mean, give me a break.
He can be incisive, brilliant sometimes, but also deeply offensive on that HBO show sometimes. So anyway, we're so glad that you sat down with Liam Neeson, and thanks for dropping my name. I don't think it resonated with him, right?
I have to bring you up every now and then.
Let's take a look.